CBS Atlanta News presents Public Affairs on Peach.
Moms and dads, summer's almost here, and that means vacation and no school, right? Well, for parents, that can cause a little bit of concern on how to keep your kids occupied while you are at work. Today on Public Affairs on Peach, we're going to be tackling that issue and also give you some great ways on how you can save on your summer travel plans. Good Sunday morning to everyone. I'm Brandon Rudat. Well, summer just around the corner, and parents all over Metro Atlanta are trying to figure out exactly what to do with the kids. Searching for safe and reliable childcare can be hard, but there is an Atlanta babysitting service called Seeking Sitters. They do background checks and match sitters to the right family. You can find more tips on finding the perfect babysitter and learn more about the Seeking Sitters website. If you are looking to keep your kids immersed in education during the summer months, there are plenty of programs out there. Scott Tucker is the executive director of Horizons Atlanta. Scott's here with us this morning. It's good to have you here.
Thank you.
All right, tell me a little bit about Horizons.
Well, Horizons is a nonprofit organization based in Sandy Springs. We're based out of Holy Innocents Episcopal School, and we provide student enrichment programming for students from low-income and at-risk families in Sandy Springs. That really means we're trying to get the kids who normally slip between the gaps during the summer. There's a great phenomenon going on right now known as the achievement gap, which is basically where students from low-income families lose between 3 and 6 months of academic ability every summer. And that's a cumulative loss. So by the time most low-income kids are going into 9th grade, they're actually operating on about a 6th grade level. Wow. And we seek to address that, and we're showing on average during a 6-week summer program a 3 to 6 month increase in academic ability rather than a 3 to 6 month decline.
You know, a lot of people would say, I can't afford it. I can't do it for my kids. You know, I'm barely making ends meet here. Yes. How do I get my kids in an after-school program or in this case, a summer program?
You apply. There are a lot of organizations in Atlanta, like Horizons. We have, Westminster has an organization called Odyssey. Marist has one that's Reach for Excellence. Lovett has one, Breakthrough Atlanta. And you contact us. We'll try to find a way to get you in if possible. Horizons primarily serves the Sandy Springs community, and we really start to work with our kids at kindergarten and keep them all the way through, at this point, 9th grade, so that we can just continue to work with them the whole time. And unfortunately, though, if you're not always able to get in at that young age, we can't always help as much as we'd like to, though we'll work with you as hard as we can to find a
somebody
spot.
Who gets enrolled in Horizons, they get accepted. From day one, what are they learning on a day-to-day basis? What are they doing?
We've got public school teachers who work for us during the summer, and we're going through the curriculum that they should have learned the year prior, making sure they're up to speed on that, and going ahead and giving them a head start on the year ahead. So kindergarten, kids who have just completed kindergarten do the first couple of days and weeks a review of kindergarten. And then by the end of the summer, we try to get them about 2 to 3 months into what they'll be learning in 1st grade.
Yeah, you know what sounds appealing to this is that we're dealing with younger kids here, right? So you're not dealing with kids who are in junior high school or high school who are saying, like, the last place I want to be is school during summer. Whereas if you know, you do have a kindergartner kid, right? They're young kids. Parents do have to work. You don't have to really worry about having to have a house sitter or a babysitter or even, you know, paying for that extra, you know, care to provide for your kid. They can actually learn some over the summer.
Exactly. And since we start them at such a young age, we're able to normally keep them on and get them excited about it. And instead of it just being a purely summer school, we also do fun things. All of our kids learn how to swim. Kids from minorities are roughly 700% more likely to drown than white children. So by going ahead and teaching them to swim at a young age, we're helping to alleviate that potential for drowning. We also do field trips every week. So everything from going to the Georgia Aquarium to Dialogue in the Dark to just fun activities that are in our great city, to expose these students to things that they wouldn't get during the summer otherwise.
You know, unfortunately, a lot of these programs, it all comes down to money and funding. And how are you guys able to get your money and your funding in order to provide these programs?
That's the majority of what I do is fundraising. So roughly 9 months out of the year, I'm a fundraiser. 3 months out of the year, I'm a principal. And we have wonderful support from a lot of Atlanta companies, Coca-Cola, Bank of America, a lot of foundations in our community support us as well. Atlanta's a wonderful philanthropic community. We also have a lot of wonderful support from people in the community. every little bit helps. Our cost is roughly $50 per child per day for the summer program. So,
how young is the youngest kid there, and how old is the oldest?
Youngest is 6 or 7, depending on when they entered kindergarten, and the oldest this year will be 15.
15 years old.
Yes.
So there's a wide range.
Correct.
Age range there, right? How many total students are you guys able to accept in the program?
We can bring in about 150 in the summer.
Okay.
Which is a small number, but that 150 is 150 less that would be slipping through the cracks otherwise.
Yeah, and I don't know. I've never really done studies on it. I've never read studies that have maybe done on it. But how many kids are out there that need these type of programs that aren't getting them?
A lot. On average, in public schools in Atlanta, and that's all of Metro Atlanta, probably about 30 to 40% of the students need these programs.
Now, what are you guys able to do? I mean, you guys can only kind of take care of sometimes, your area and your community,
Yes.
but are there other partnerships out there that if a parent is watching going, this sounds great, but I don't necessarily live in Sandy Springs, what's another way that a parent can maybe get involved or kind of get their child involved in?
Well, there are a lot of low-cost options. Public libraries have wonderful programs that just by going to the libraries, getting your children books, helping them and reading with them for a little while, or getting them into many of the free camps that the libraries put on during the summer. That's a wonderful way to get engaged and just keep the mind working, which is the main problem we run into in the summer.
Yeah, exactly, because a lot of kids don't do anything over the
Exactly.
summertime. Their brains aren't stimulated, and then suddenly school comes back and they're already behind from where they really should be picking up. Scott Tucker, the Executive Director of Horizons Atlanta, thank you for the work that you do. It's good stuff.
you
We
very
appreciate it. All right. Still to come this morning on Public Affairs on Peach, water safety. We were just talking about it, how you can keep your kids safe when they head out into the water this summer.